Are expected to get the 3 points today as they get us underway here. Never ever been a 0-0 draw in 11 previous meetings. That bodes well for us. Always goals, always
enough. That will also test the London Pirates if they have the type of patience they need.
Sieva drives it towards goal. He has that solitary lead goal screamer against the season, but hasn't scored since.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see most of this. Maybe possibly from Mtengela on back, and that midfield we'll see most of it.
About it the long way around. Now Batuma. Can he play that killer ball? It's not a bad one. Bursting onto it. Morebi, was he brought down? Now huge decision here over Chavani. Reaches for the top pocket and he has dismissed over.
Game-changing moment indeed. Such a great touch from Batuma to be able to also spot Muremi on the other side of the perfect pass. But here Mutaumbe, he was the last defender nonetheless.
Yeah.
Correct decision from the they will sacrifice one of the strikers up front.
Which will of course be bitterly disappointing for whoever has to make way. A couple of potential takers here. Really Mufokeng's been scoring with his head lately. Now he goes for goal. Oh, he's scored the back of the net. It's stroked home beautifully. Placed it into the top corner.
Dangerous it is this season playing as a 10. This is what caused everything from that takeover. Mutaung really took his time over the wall. Tape had no chance whatsoever.
Well, in the week where he has embraced his role as Bafana's poster boy, where he's really stepped in. Let's have another look. Not only at this tremendous strike, but how Tape might have injured himself, and there's the answer, straight into the upright.
Straight into that. Maybe from a goalkeeper point of view, you're not expecting the ball to jump off the wall because you have a holder for a reason. Unfortunately, there's certain instances where you'll be forced to defend, but whenever they're in transition, that's the man that they can go to.
Ball in by Kakora, and Mahlangu had a chance here for Sedwin George. He just hesitated. Mahlangu toward. Have a look at the earlier free kick.
Yeah, I think with George here took delayed. I think that first touch really just let him off the booking, trying to play Moreno on, but they might maybe benefits from the set piece that they might get. That is TS Galaxy.
Now Bufokeng looking for options. Rolled in for De Jong. Good save by Tape.
Good integral play with him really finding space, but look at the smart run there from De Jong. Realized that he was just behind Batuma, but because the defenders were looking at the ball and they're looking at to try and maybe defend the space, he just delayed the pass, delayed a little bit, and
to Batuma, Mufokeng. Bata disguises the pass. Batuma, save from Tape.
Great positioning there from. Look at the pass there from Mbata. Composure that is shown there from Batuma. And yet again, unfortunately there for him, he was also forced to take it a little bit sooner. Tape, ever since he joined the London Pirates.
Mufokeng, perfect pickup for Mbata. But like his colleague who said, Mbata still looking for that first Betway Premiership goal of the season. Mufokeng ghosts away from Bunjana. Now De Jong! Another 7th shot on target already.
And Tape putting another save from Andre De Jong just outside the box, where we've seen in numbers of occasions today rather, where Orlando Pirates have found so much space, really driving in with it.
Otto. Moremi cracks it! Pirates eventually do find their seconds.
Be able to make those type of saves, but here he finds himself very nicely, so much space in front of him, be able to pull the trigger there, but I think Tape could have done better because you can see he went down a little bit early, but then he couldn't punch the ball out for safety.
Well, the Buccaneers came into this game having already scored the most goals from outside the area in the Betway Premiership this season. They've increased that tally to 9 goals from on targets, the most this season. As Butuma brings it down superbly. Butuma still setting up Moremi. Returns it to Butuma. Spins and shoots a net. It's a disaster. Now when it rains, it pours, and it is bucketing down on TS Galaxy right now. Well, it's I guess in a sense, a fairly, trying to quantify that. So I say a routine back pass, but he hasn't looked to see whether his keeper has his feet.
Very, very, very difficult to justify that, and especially from an experienced player than Mbujani. Never really looked as to the way tapping.
To win over Le Mans for Golden Arrows. Now Vilase. If he could have got a touch past Sipoche.
Could have been indeed. That a great run that Vilase made.
The park for Orlando Pirates. Bata striding forward. Still he goes on. Apollos. Mufokeng. So much space. Combines with Apollos. Mufokeng trying to walk it in.
Just to pierce that defense through, you can see how comfortable they are. Mufokeng with so much space being given. But yet again, look at that 1-2. Butuma just moving out of their way. But I'm sure that Mufokeng possibly could have tried maybe to, put the ball maybe in a strong.
Moremi. Apollos pushed a little wide. Still Apollos. Mufokeng! Back to seconds!
It's been exceptional in this game. That understanding between him and Apollos inside the box. Look at how comfortable Apollos is. That control, Mufokeng, the composure that he has. Almost similar to that opportunity that they had earlier on. Being able just to glide through the defensive line that TS Galaxy had, but this time around
with that he's also become the top scorer in this particular time for King with 3 goals. Now Houghton flaps at it with his weaker foot, sets up Apollos. Moremi and Tape called into action once again.
Just that right side of TS Galaxy, that's back heel there, unfortunately there for Moremi with his weaker foot that is right. Forced the save from tapping. Just in and around the box where we've seen Orlando Pirates.
Nimtajela. It's a great ball for Sibili Bili. It sits up for him. Oh, buries it! Pings it in off the post. And Orlando Pirates become the...
Nimtajela in that midfield.
19 appearances rather, without getting his name on the score sheet, back amongst the goals.
Back amongst the goals, and look at the type of goal that he scores as well. Look at that control. He makes sure that he puts it in front of him. He waits for the ball to drop to the height that he really, really wants. And he uses his legs just to try and get to the other side where tap is.
Now declines to celebrate.
They're unable to get good numbers going forward when they're in position of the ball.
Now Mufokeng hunting that hat-trick. And finding it! First treble in the career of Mamelodi Mufokeng. Here, perhaps they could do one better today.
Perhaps they can, but yes, also with Tapper with all the time, whenever he was called upon to make so many saves, this one here, I think he'll feel like he maybe possibly let down the team. But yet again, this man who's been running riots within this team, the confidence that he has in and around that place, you see not enough power, but he knew exactly